So now this is actually officially being recorded. So we're going to get this link out. But I want to welcome everyone. Super excited because this is our founding members edition. You're going to learn tonight why you want to become a founding member of Wakana for Life. We're so excited to extend this once again. I know last year, hundreds of you took advantage of this very unique opportunity. But before we get started, I'm going to give one more shout out to our new emerald. For those of you who missed it, we actually have a new ruby, several new sapphires. So you're going to see a lot of great celebration happening over the next 24 hours on Facebook. But you know what? This was just such a huge accomplishment, okay? Because here we are in the month before Black Friday, and this team showed up, they showed out, they got it done, and he has joined the prestigious Emeralds, which means $50,000 or more in 1 month. In fact, I believe you were close to $70,000, Willie Mooney, which means your group is about to go diamond. I also want to give a shout out to Dr. Conti, if you're on the line, because she is our brand new ruby out of the Maryland area. We have a new sapphire as well out of the New York area, and that is Fatima Horn. And so many new ranks. We have some jades, we have some pearls. Again, we are super excited because this group is showing up, showing out, and we have to give recognition where it is due. And you all are deserving of it, okay? In fact, we did have our third highest month ever last month. In fact, the last day of the month alone, it was truly record breaking. I mean, it was just all the way through probably 3 in the morning. The orders just kept pouring in. So for all of you that rank advance, for those of you who hit your CV numbers, I want to just say congratulations. We are so proud of you. And so this is really designed as the way. Let's see here. If we can mute our lines out. Thank you, guys. We're going to hit mute. We're going to hit mute again. And if you guys can help me keep an eye on those microphones, so that those microphones don't come unplugged, okay? Because it's easy to unplug your microphone, guys. This is not a webinar, it's a meeting, okay? And so the purpose of becoming a founding member, it's gonna allow you to leave a legacy. We really designed this to help you achieve your goals, and we want to see you go diamond. In fact, who wants to go diamond? Hopefully every one of you wants to go diamond. In fact, put in the comments, go diamond, claim your diamond status. Because here's what I know that miracles are going to happen this month. You know, I know that there's going to be some excitement that happens that some of us really couldn't even predict, because some of the exponential factor, it's not something you can always calculate to an exact science. We have an idea of what's going to happen, but there's going to be some things that happen that absolutely are going to blow all of our minds. So you want to just claim that you're going diamond in the month of November. I want you also to go ahead and repeat after me. 1%. I'm going to say it again. 1%. See, we made a bold move last year when we decided to open up this founding members position. We decided to say that 1% for the rest of Wakana's existence will be shared among those of you who see the vision. And that's a bold statement because some of us have been a part of companies where in the beginning that company was doing tens of billions. Then that company went to billions of dollars. What if we were positioned to share in 1% of that revenue, right? And so that's what we're doing. We're disrupting the industry. In fact, we're a company who now just hit, that $3 million collective mark. And when you think about $3 million and you think about what's 1% of $3 million, and you think about the fact that's $30,000 on the table, right? We don't want to leave any money on the table, because when it goes to $30 million, and now all of a sudden, instead of 30,000, it's 300,000, right? Imagine what's going to happen as this company just continues to grow, as we continue to explode. And if your name is Cannon, if you can mind not unmuting yourself, please, thank you so much. So 1% is what we are dividing up among all of those of you who are founding members of Wakana. So let's go ahead and take a preview of what the packs look like and who should buy which pack, because that comes up a lot. And so first we have our founding members pack that's designed for new members. or members that might have already got started with Wakana, but they never purchased our full crown jewel pack. Now, what's exciting about this pack is not only are you going to get all the exciting products that really will help you go out and give samples out, to go out and give gifts, but you're also going to get a chance to have your Wakana University certificate included. If you've already utilized the Wakana University certificate, you can gift this to someone else. That alone is a $200 value. You're also going to get your broker license, which basically means that's your ability to go out and build a team. So all of that is already included in that, in addition to these exciting products that are going to allow you to go out there and market your business in a really big way. One of the announcements that I made on Wednesday is for those of you who really want to do this, perhaps you're brand new, you just don't have the money to do the full $15.99. We are allowing this group to do it at 50% down, which means you're going to be able to make a payment right now, and then you can make another payment by the end of the year and complete your founding members pack. How exciting is that? And again, take a snapshot so that you can see all the products that are included, because we're giving you product value, a value that actually exceeds over $2,000. And so this is really exciting because you can take that product pack, sell it, you can sample it, you can share it, and get back all of your investment. And you have to watch those microphones. 1 second, let's see who that is. One moment. We're gonna begin. Somebody watch the at the top of the list.
I got it.
Okay, great. And there might be a way, whoever is the first person to log in, you might be able to turn that mic off permanently. So just if you can look into that. Okay. So here's another benefit. Another benefit is when you purchase this full crown jewel pack, it's going to allow you to get paid as a sapphire for 6 full months. One second, guys.
I can't mute him. It's Canon Fears.
Kathy, if you can help out with that, Kathy probably can do it. Let's see. There we go.
I did it.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Rita. There's our doctor. Okay, wonderful.
You're welcome.
You can get paid as a sapphire for 6 full months. That's a big deal because that's allowing you to pick up more money in our compensation plan. Okay, so now let's look at the very next item. So who should purchase this pack? Who's eligible to purchase this pack? Well, it depends on how did you start. Did you register for a free test drive? Did you purchase the stimulus dispensary, the millennial dispensary, the personal dispensary? If any of those you answer yes to, then this is the pack for you. Now you're allowed a maximum of 2 packs, but here's something that's also exciting. Your first pack, it's $15.99, but on the second pack, you're getting it for $7.99 because that's going to be our basic pack, okay? But that will give you an extra share in our founding members pool. So now let's look at the very next option. Now, when you purchase the pack and you get paid as sapphire, what does that mean? That means you have an opportunity to go from agent, to go from broker. Maybe you're at the free test drive. Perhaps you're at Pearl, you're at Jade. Well, you can advance 6 levels in our comp plan. We're gonna pay you just like someone who's doing over $10,000 a month. The only exception to that is you don't share in the revenue pool, right? But other than that, you get all those additional levels of compensation plan when you decide to come in at that $15.99. So that in itself is a huge advantage. The other thing we want to look at is let's look at if you weren't paid as a sapphire. If you're not paid as a sapphire, let's say you came in, you bought one of our packs, and now you're just paid normally. Well, normally you're picking up about 3 levels of pay, okay? So imagine going from 3 levels of pay and extending that. Really, it's about 7 levels depending on which option. If it's the packs that you're selling, it's really 6 levels. But if it's your own website sales and dispensary sales that are happening on retail orders, if you really add it up, you're technically getting money on 7 levels. So that's the power of going from just a basic distributor all the way to sapphire when you're getting all this extra compensation and you're no longer leaving any money on the table. So that's one of the advantages of it. Now, here's what I also want to announce. You can actually purchase this pack from starting right now all the way through November the 15th. And instead of you actually getting 800 points, which normally is what you would get when you become a founding member, you would actually get 800 points on both packs. So you would normally get 1,600 points. But now we're going to give you 1,000 points on each one of those. So now you're getting 2,000 points when you come in at that $15.99. Now, if you buy that second share, you're now getting, instead of 2,000 points, you're getting 3,000 points total. That's a really big deal, guys. And we're going to only offer that all the way through until November 15th. If you purchase this after November the 15th, you're going to get all these great products, but you're not going to get those extra points. So it's very important for those of you who really want to be strategic, you want to do that right now. You want to purchase it either via a cashier's check or a check. And we're going to talk about that. So how does this pack help me also to rank advance as it relates to the compensation plan? So let's look at that. So what I want to do real quick is show you some of the ways that this pack really helps to expand your business, okay? If you look over here, this is what we call CV. And CV is if you purchase retail products or if your customers purchase retail products. Now this pack doesn't count for CV. So make sure you're aware of that. Don't tell your distributors this is counting for CV. No, it counts for PE, which is points earned. And points earned help you go where? To Jade. It helps you go to Pearl. It helps you go to Sapphire. So every single founding members pack that's purchased by you and your entire team, it's going to accumulate over here in your points earned column, and you can count every single level. I don't care if you have 40 levels, every single level we're going to count, and whatever that total is, as long as you meet the right balance, then guess what? You're now rank advanced to that next level. So that's another way this pack will help you rank advance, okay? But let's look at something else, okay? I want to look at something that actually happened recently, okay? You know, recently we've had some people that come to us and say, hey, I want to pay via credit card, okay? Now, the way you purchase this, it's via what? It's via cashier's check and it's via check. That's the way you can purchase it. But because we've had so many people ask about the credit card option, because some of you have what? Frequent flyer miles, or perhaps you have some type of loyalty rewards with your credit card company. So what do I do if I want to pay via credit card? Well, there's two options for the person who's on the line who wants to pay via credit card. First, you can wait until November 27th. On November 27th, you can purchase it using your credit card. When you purchase it using your credit card, there's no fees attached to that, okay? So it's just the price of the pack plus the normal sales tax, okay? You're gonna receive 800 points on that order because you're not doing it during this pre-launch, okay? But you can actually use your credit card right now if you wanna pay the 5% penalty that we're charged, right? So you wanna pay the 5% yourself, you can do that, get your 1,000 points, and you can pay via credit card. So that option is on the table. Another option is some of you have accumulated money in your e-wallet. Some of you have money in your e-wallet that's just been sitting there, and it could be $3,000, $4,000. Well, guess what? We're gonna allow you to use your e-wallet to purchase this during the pre-order phase. How cool is that? So now let's address the people that have already been in this business and have already purchased our full Crown Jewel dispensary, or at least the 50% down. Who's eligible to purchase founding member pack for the $7.99? Let's go ahead and look at it. Again, as long as you've already purchased that full Crown Jewel dispensary, or if you're an existing founder, which means last year you took advantage of the founding members program. So what do you get in your pack? Let's look at it for a second. Now, not only do you get products, but just like in that very first pack, you're getting cash back. You're getting loyalty points. Let me do the math for you. Even on that $15.99 pack, do you know that $400 is coming back to the purchaser? They're getting $200 cash back, plus they're getting $200 in loyalty points, and loyalty points equals what product? So that's $200 in product plus $200 cash for $400. When you start doing the math, you're gonna see that this is such a no-brainer, right? But when you look at the person that's already in the business, who does the $7.99, who gets all their products, but look what they get $100 cash back, plus they receive $100 in loyalty points. And so again, let's do the math. Let's take $7.99, let's subtract that. And now all of a sudden we've subtracted the $100 cash, we've subtracted the loyalty points. Now you're at $599. Now you're getting almost $1,000 in product. You've now gotten all that cash back and loyalty points. And so let's just say you went out and just sold some of your products back. You can actually start your founding members position at what we call break-even status, which means all of your money has been returned to you. And that's something to think about, because right now, this is the holiday time, right? This is the time people want to give gifts, and what better gift than the gift of health? And we've really positioned this pack so that not only do you get products that sell, but these are our best sellers, our pain cream, our gummies, our topicals, all the things that really are designed to let you sample the products, demonstrate the products, and the products that fly off the shelf the fastest. Now, here's something else to pay attention to. For those of you who already came into this business, at some point you already were getting paid as a crown jewel. Do you know that when you purchase this pack, we're going to extend to you the opportunity to get paid as a sapphire once again? Now, the reason why this is such a big deal, besides the fact that when you first come in, you can buy that crown jewel, the only other way for you to get paid as a sapphire is to hit over $10,000 a month in sales. That's the only way for you to do that. So now for those of you who might have been challenged trying to get to $10,000 a month in sales, you have one opportunity right now to reset that clock. So now for the next 6 months, we're going to pay you on all those additional levels. And for some of you, you're going to earn so much more money in the comp plan that your $799 will be worth it just because of that one option right there. In fact, I'm going to show you an example of what that could look like. And so for existing founders, if you're already a founding member of Wakana, you can actually have up to 3 founding member shares total, which means if last year you purchased 1, you can have 2 more. If last year you purchased 2, you can have 1 more. That's a max of 3. Let's say you're brand new in this business and you are not yet an existing founder. You max out at 2 shares. 2 shares. Why is it? Because we always want to make it that every year, and this is only going to be extended for just a couple more years, but we want to make sure that every year the people that were first to get in have the better advantage. So today, by getting in now as a founder, you're going to have a better advantage than the people that get in next year. And then when we shut this program down where no one else can get in, can you imagine what that's going to look like for you and your group? And so here's an example of someone who could have taken advantage of the founding members program, not only got the share, but just in the comp plan alone could have picked up all this extra money, but they're leaving money on the table. Why? Because when you're in our business, and let's say you do nothing for a year, you don't have any customers, nothing happens on your website, and you're completely inactive, well, then what happens is your account will get deleted, okay? And so this particular person was deleted because they never did anything. I mean, not one day did they do anything, right? But here's what happened with their group. They brought somebody in the business that did something. And see, unlike most companies where you have to balance legs and you have to do all these things to qualify, in our business, if he would have just purchased the crown jewel, he would have immediately gotten paid on 6 levels. Now, this is not just 1 month. Do you know that every team, every month, this team shows up and shows out? This team goes between 20 and 40,000 points consistently. And this person could be overriding all those points if all they did was decide to become a founding member. But they're leaving money on the table. And so we don't want any of you to leave money on the table because we're going to pay you like a sapphire for 6 full months. Don't be like this particular distributor who just never paid attention to the simplicity of our comp plan, okay? And so again, for those of you who purchase now, between now and November 15th via check or cashier's check, you're going to receive those 1,000 points instead of 800 points. And so that's another advantage to getting it done right now. Here's another announcement. With each pack, there's a 3 customer requirement. Now, what that means is you could be one of your customers, but you then need to go out and get 2 more customers, right? But here's a special announcement. From now all the way through the beginning of, actually from now all the way through 2021, those same 3 customers will satisfy your customer requirement. What does that mean? That basically means on your first pack, you need 3. On your second pack, you need 3. So that means for some of you, because you have multiple shares, you would need to have 6 customers up to a maximum of 9 customers to qualify for all your shares. But what we're going to do for the entire year of 2021 and for the remainder of this year, if you have 3 customers, and even if you have multiple packs that you purchase, those 3 customers will satisfy your requirement for every single pack you have. And again, you can count as one of those customers. So let's talk about how do you go ahead and get started right now as a founding member. Checks and cashier's checks and money orders should be made payable to Wakana LLC. You can mail those checks to our corporate headquarters. Make sure you put your distributor ID in the memo, and in the memo, make sure you put founding member pack. Make sure on the outside of the envelope, you're putting Wakana LLC in care of founding members, and you put the right address, which is 411 East 35th Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60616. Now, available for pickup. Let's talk about when you can start getting your pack. So for those of you who purchased a pack and you want to pick it up at our local store in Bronzeville, you can start picking up those packs on November the 20th. For those of you who purchase it and you want it to be mailed, those founders packs will start mailing out no later than Monday, the 23rd of November. And we're mailing them out and making them available based on who is in first. And so we've already had dozens of you send in those checks and cashier's checks. And so we have a list that we're accumulating. So make sure you get your name on the list and get those checks mailed in. So let's look at some scenarios on exactly how this works. So here it is. You now are a founding member of Wakana. And now you want to qualify your website. How do I qualify my business and secure this as a founding member? So remember that each month you would do what? You can be your own retail customer by purchasing at least what? One product. We don't put a specific amount on that product. So you don't have to purchase a minimum of $75, a minimum of $100. If you purchase just $12, guess what? That would count as a retail order. But you also need to make sure that you have your 2 retail customers. So now that it's you plus 2, or it could be all 3 customers, it doesn't matter. And again, we're not going to penalize you because they're not spending $75. If they spend $11.95 on a pre-roll, it counts as one of your customers. We try to make this as easy as possible so everyone who wants to get their check will get that check. So how do you actually earn more shares? Well, you can earn more shares without having to go get more customers, which is cool. See, when you buy packs, you got to get those extra customers starting in 2022. But when you go out and just build it through our comp plan, those same 3 customers qualify you for all the extra shares we give you. So how does it work? Let's say you hit Pearl, which means you're over 2,000 a month, every single month in points. Then you're going to get 3 shares instead of 1. So for Jades on the line, when you're at 5,000, you're also getting those same 3 shares. So Pearls and Jades both get 3 shares every month. If you do the math on that, you do that for 12 months, that's 36 shares that you could get for that entire year. Now let's say you hit Sapphire. At Sapphire, you're going to get 6 shares every single month. At Ruby, you're getting 8 shares. At Emerald, you're getting 10 shares. And at Diamond, you're getting 12 shares. And the reason why we put this in here, when we talk about creating millionaires, we are dead serious about that. And how we can do that is empower those of you who don't just buy the pack, but you go out there and build a business. We want to make sure that in the next 5 to 10 years, when you look back at your founding members check, we want it to be bigger than your distributor check, right? We want to disrupt the industry by creating millions of people that are getting life-changing income, but we want to create at least thousands of you that become those millionaires by simply paying attention to the comp plan and not leaving money on the table. So now you're probably asking, well, what if I don't get my 3 customers? Well, here's what I want to tell you. is here's what we put on the table. Again, we want to take out all the excuses so that each and every one of you have a chance to benefit in the very first quarter that we're paying out the new founders shares, right? And so our special announcement is this. We're going to waive the customer requirement all the way through to January 1st, 2021 for everyone who orders on or before November 15th. And so what does that mean? That basically means if you decide to get your founding members pack right now, do you know all the way up until the end of the year, you're going to automatically get paid those founder shares, even if you don't have any customers. Why did we do that? Again, we want to give everybody the opportunity to see the beauty of this program, to see how you can have something that can pay you every single quarter for the rest of your life. In addition to that, we know that some of you are on the line right now, and perhaps you have some extra money to spend, but you're not sure that you're going to want to build a business right now. And so now I want to talk to that person, right? So what's also very unique about our founding members position is this is actually something that even if you don't qualify for your first 2 to 3 years, it doesn't remove you from being a founding member. You're still a founding member. And at any time, you can decide to go ahead and get those 3 retail customers. Here's also something you need to know. See, some of you are doing this because you're thinking legacy. You're thinking your children. You're thinking your grandchildren. You're thinking generational. So here's the other great thing. See, there may be grandkids right now that aren't within the legal age to buy this and get in the business right now. But because you position yourself as a founding member, and now let's say at one time they decide, hey, I want to get a piece of Wakana. Well, guess what? You could actually give your business and your founding member position to them. It's willable. Isn't that powerful? Even if you're still living, you can decide to transfer the business to one of your kids or one of your grandkids. And so I just say that this is the smart business strategy for those of you out there who have the resources to make an investment in you. It's not an investment in us, because if it was an investment in our company, you would have to wait for profits. See, this is not about waiting on profits. When we take 1% of the revenue, it's based on our revenue. Even if that quarter we didn't make a profit. Now, here's the unique thing about Wakana. We've actually made a profit every quarter this year. We've made a profit. That's unusual. Most companies don't make a profit for 3 to 5 years. We've made a profit. But what's exciting is even if we didn't make a profit, for you, it doesn't matter, because again, we're taking that 1% on revenue. Here's another announcement. Many of you have had a chance to see our existing Wakana Founders Wall. So for many of these months, you've been sharing our story. We're excited because now it's time for us to share your story. And so our founding members wall is actually being redesigned. And with our founding members wall, we're going to actually put all of our existing founders, all of our brand new founders, and we're going to actually create this whole new vision, because we're declaring that 2021 is your time to reign, okay? It is your time to reign. We are celebrating the kings and queens of Wakana. We are celebrating you. When you see this new rendition of our founders wall, it's going to blow you away. One of the things we're doing, instead of focusing on Bronzeville, we now see that more of our revenue is coming outside the state of Illinois. Do you know that last month, do you know that more than 60% of our revenue came from outside the state of Illinois? We see that our business is starting to explode in places like Maryland, places like Texas, places like Indiana, okay? This is getting exciting. When we see what's happening all across the country, we want to make sure we celebrate each and every one of you as leaders. So no matter what state you're in, when you hit certain ranks with us, we're going to pick several of our leaders and we're going to feature you on our brand new Founders Wall. And instead of having the city skyline of Chicago, we're going to have the skyline of the world, okay? Because yes, we are going international. Another thing to consider, when companies decide to build, when you hit $3 to $5 million in the United States, that's considered exciting. Why? Because the United States is one of the toughest areas to market. And despite that, we've exceeded our goals. We've been able to have months in which we grew over 160%. But here's the reality, folks. None of that caters to when we actually go global. When we go global, what's going to happen is we're going to see sales explode. We have one of the top attorneys who's working with us who helped to take other companies international. In fact, one of those companies he took international, do you know the very first month they went international, they did over $24 million in those international markets. And so we're excited about the future because for those of you who are founding members, you're gonna have a chance not just to override the United States, but override the entire world as we take this company global because yes, we have a global vision and we cannot wait to reveal to you our brand new Founders Wall, which is coming in 2021 because we know that it is your time to reign. And that is our theme for 2021, your time to reign. Some other specials that we're putting on the table is we're gonna have some phenomenal retail specials on Black Friday. We're gonna have incentives for those who shop first. The first 250, not only will they get 25% off on those retail orders, but they're gonna get free product, right? So there's lots of incentives. In fact, this is just a small preview. We have so many things in store because we want November to be a month to remember forever and ever as we go out and crush records. On Cyber Monday, we have some other specials that are being programmed. We're giving the gift of health where you can have products shipped to the door of your customers already wrapped up and gifted, ready to go. And so we are super excited. How can you have the most financially successful holiday season ever? You want to make sure you set your goals. You want to make sure you make your list. You book your parties. You ask for support. Ask your family and friends to support your business. That's a movement right now. We're tired of giving away our money to these billion-dollar companies who don't invest in our communities. What we do is we prioritize taking our profits, taking a portion of our revenue and doing what? Donating back to our communities. So you want to really build that out, tell your customers to come and support your business. You want to give the gift of health this holiday season. You want to attend the calls, the webinars. You want to reach out to your team. You want to schedule those three-way calls. You want to add people to our Facebook group like never before. And one of the most important things is you want to follow up because we know that the fortune is always in the follow-up. And so what we're going to do now, we have a few more minutes, about 20 more minutes. And so I have two special trainers and guests on the line who've been out there really pushing those founders packs. In fact, one of them is our very first diamond here at Wakana, and the other one is our VP of training. So Phyllis Nash and Dan Johnson, I'm going to bring you to front and center because we want to really just hear from you on why we should all position ourselves as founding members and what's the strategy, what's the marching orders, how do we go out there and make this the most explosive month ever. So Phyllis, if you can go ahead and take it away.
Okay, well, I shook my head the whole time because this is unbelievable, just unbelievable. Anybody that is looking to start a business, to be able to get in as a founding member for $7.99, to get $200 back, to get paid when you go out and sponsor that, to get product that you can use and to get product that you can sample, because that's major. Sampling is going to be major right now. And so to be able to do all of that and do it now, see what's exciting to me is that for 2 weeks you can hit Sapphire. Just think about it, 10 people. And the people that I would start with, because what I'm finding out is the people that have tried our products, you think your customers are just your customers, but I would visit each and every one of my customers because the people that are getting the results with the products are ordering on their own. They're going to that site, they're getting benefits. So now you can offer that customer that's already using. I wish Dove Soap would have called me and said, said, hey, because you're such a true customer, I want you to be able to own a part of the total gross revenue of the company. When you think about really what they're saying, that is unbelievable. That's something that you use, something that you're purchasing, that you can go and you can be part of sharing in that revenue for the lifetime of the company. So first of all, I would deal with all my customers. I've already set up an Excel sheet where I'm tracking everything, because now it's strategic. You need to track everything, what the response is, when you're supposed to follow up. You want to get those products out there. And for those people that are talking about getting it in those first 2 weeks, you have a great advantage. By that time, you get your order by the 20th, 25th, you're going to be out there being able to sample those products, so people will want to go Black Friday and shop with you and you only. So when you're talking about the everybody that went last year, everybody that got a founders pack this year, last year, the people that I've talked to, it's automatic. If they only got one, they're getting two, because they see the real value. And then think about it. If you get a new person, and now those are your customers now, when you get a new person, and even if they're not ready, Melissa, like you said, to build the business, they know they like the product, so they're going to use it. They got family and friends they can share that product with. They can sell that product, even if they don't want to be in the business. So they can have all of that product. And if they get in the first 2 weeks, you got 2,000 points. You only need 5 of those to hit Sapphire. You get your team to duplicate the exact same thing. So now is the time to have parties. Now is the time to do 3-ways. And guys, if you use the system works, and it doesn't take you long. You don't have to waste a lot of time when you want to get that 3-way after the videos. You want to follow up. You want to get what they like best. You want to tune them into one of the calls that are coming on constantly. We got something every night. You want to then do a 3-way. Get it out of the way, get the questions answered, and go through as many as you can. If there was ever a time you should put blinders on and just go to work and not stop, don't get sidetracked by anything. And we did a group this morning at 10 o'clock that, the young lady said people are calling her, but she's so busy at work that she doesn't really have time. And so we're going to get together on her lunchtime tomorrow and do a presentation for these people, but they're calling her. They want to be in this business. Think of everybody that you've talked about and know that wants to invest in the cannabis business. Well, this is an investment, because you get product. And even if it sits around, if they don't do anything with the business, when Melissa said, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that it didn't matter when you got involved with the business. I mean, when you start doing the business, it didn't matter if you had 3 customers until we did 10 million or 100 million. But if you woke up one day and the company is at 100 million, you bought a founders pack back in 2020, and you said, hey, I'm getting ready to get 3 customers. What investment? Nobody in their right mind. You cannot put $1,500, $1,600 in the bank right now and get the return that you can right now on just having 3 customers. And even if you don't want to do that, hey, if they do it once or twice a month, they'll still get more than the bank will pay them right now on $1,500 a year. And they don't have the potential with a company going 10 million, 100 million, $1 billion. They don't have that potential. So I don't see there is no better place to put your money right now. And this is Christmas time. You're right, Melissa. Nobody is getting a present from me that does not have Wakana somewhere on it, because that is the gift of life. People need to feel good. We got products that make people feel good and feel healthy and have an additional stream of income. Right now, I Google what are people doing in this pandemic. They're looking for home-based businesses. You got the best home-based business by far, I know. And even serious networkers, I've touched some of them. Hey, I don't like product companies, but guess what got them buying some founders packs? They love the product. They said, hey, I didn't say I'll never do it, but I'm gonna buy that founders pack now and we're gonna put it to the side. I'm like, if you do it, you know your team needs to do the same thing. So guys, what I'm saying is be bold. Don't let one rock, one stone, one person, one business card. I mean, I got tons of business cards. I got tons of leads. You need to talk to everybody and keep it moving. You know, hey, Margaret, I'm excited about what I'm doing. I'm in the cannabis industry. I don't know how you feel about it, but I got 3 short videos I wanted you to listen to, and I'd love for you to follow up right now. They're only 15 minutes. Can I call you back in 20? Margaret says, I'm driving, girl. I'm like, fine. Is tonight or tomorrow good for you? Which one is best? Because, and when she tells you, put it on your Excel sheet, in your notebook or whatever, call her back. People want what we have, but we don't think so. And I'm going to tell you the biggest thing is get out the way. You know, don't think if they say no. If they say no, that's okay. Just figure out your no's. Go through your no's and say every 8 no's, I'm going to get a yes. So hurry up and get through those 8 no's, because I'm telling you, Eric Strickland is out there right now looking at me on this video, and last year this time in 4 days he blew his numbers up. Why? Because his person that he brought in and said, you know what, man, I'm gonna go crazy and I don't want you not to go crazy with me. So what I'm telling you, get your team together. I don't care if your team is you by yourself, look in the mirror and talk to yourself. If it's you and 2, if it's you and a mini, get together and get this together. Get a commitment. How many do you want? How many do you want these first 2 weeks? Because all those people that come in the first 2 weeks, they turn around and you got another wave come Black Friday. You got a whole new set of people that you can go get. I see 2-star diamonds really, because you got way more than what we had when we started only with 4 days. Guys, this is unbelievable. If you were here last year, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't have to ask. All the people that I know in my business last year called me up and said, I'm getting another pack. I'm getting 2 more packs, because they know the power of what is going to happen right here. I see Gigi shaking her head, but this is the deal. I know you know because you're in agreement, but my point is, this is the time to really run with your blinders off. Hey, have importune. I'm going to try to figure out a way where we can do little short lunch things. People on the lunch, the lady that just said, hey, I couldn't find time. We're going to do it on my lunch. We're going to do 20-minute lunch things, meetings, so we can show people nonstop. It's time to be tired when you go to bed. It's time to, really be tired, because you're going to be really, really working every day. But it's going to be so worth it. And guess what? It's going to go right back into December. So don't think it's the holiday. And guys, what you got to do? I don't know about you all in Chicago. They about to close everything down. You can be right here. We have a business where people can make money and get healthy. We got the best thing going right now. Let me look at my notes. And the packs, just think about Sapphire, 5 people or 10 people. And now what I do find out when we came through this last month, what I find out, I don't think a lot of you guys understand 2 legs or more. You're leaving money on the table when you don't get the comp plan. So I see Dr. Roz is doing a training on comp plan. We need to help people understand what that means so you can maximize our compensation plan to the fullest. Even if you went into the Success Academy training, it's broken down, because one leg might give you 15,000 points, 10,000 points. But if you don't have another person, you are going to leave some money on the table. So that's another thing that we want you to understand, and not leave any money on the table, because there's a lot of money to be had in these next few months, and we need to all go get it. That's it.
Wow, Phyllis, well, you just shut it down. That was amazing. I hope y'all was taking notes. I recorded it, so we're going to be able to replay all this back, take all the notes we need. But we're going to bring up Dan Johnson real quick before we close it down. Dan Johnson, are you out there? Because Phyllis just gave us everything we need to go diamond, because she's our first diamond. So give it up for Phyllis again, y'all.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I don't know what else to say. How do you follow that up? I'll go to a question that came up. I think it's a great question. It says, if a new person is purchasing the $15.99 pack, how should he or she identify the sponsor when mailing in their check?
Well, they're already signed into the business. So if they're not, so what you want to do before anyone mails their check in, make sure that they already have an account. So when we look them up, we just apply the payment there. If for whatever reason they're just mailing them in and they didn't identify a sponsor, they haven't signed up yet, we will make sure it's communicated. No one will ever be signed up to the company. Now, customers, you might know, sometimes go to admin, but distributors can never sign up direct to the company, ever. So you won't have to worry about the company signing them up. We're going to find out who the sponsor is, but we encourage you to make sure you register them for a free account so that we can just attach the payment. Okay. That was a great
One thing I'd like to add is that a lot of times you don't know what your local sales tax is. So you could go to the back office and there is the upgrade for $7.99. Even the packs might be back there from last year, but you can actually go through the sale. Just don't hit the last thing to see what your proper taxes would be and how much you would owe the company. So because you'll be calling in and it's different sales tax for different areas. So even in Chicago has one, Naperville has the other. So if you need to know how to add your tax, you can go in your back office, you can put a $7.99 pack in there and or a $15.99 pack in there, and then take it through. Just don't hit that second, before it says finish. You don't hit that, but you can see the exact amount that you need to send to cover everything. And then if you're going to pay with that credit card, you want to, you'll know you can add 5% on top of that price, and you'll have your total cost of what your package is.
Yeah.
All right.
Any more questions, guys? I see there was a few questions in the box, so thank you, Phyllis. I think that answered one of them. And I see somebody else is helping us answer the question, so thank you, guys. I see you guys sending the notes. Somebody asked about when do you get your products if you pay half down. So yes, that was correct. You get half of the products up front, half when you get the other payment in. So good job, guys. So Dan, anything else before we close it down? Because I know you got something for him today.
I tell you what, I cannot follow Phyllis and add anything else other than just say this. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is a moment that we've never seen before, and truly it's a moment we'll never see again. How do I know that? Because last year when we did the founding members pack, we didn't get this benefit, and we have it now this year. So we want to take advantage of this opportunity that we have. I said it on our Wednesday call, target 3 different people. Ms. Phyllis said it already. Target those that's already been in the business as your low-hanging fruit. Target those that you've been talking about it, and this may just be the nudge that you need to get them over the edge. Target those business people that you've done business with or is business savvy, and say, hey, there's an opportunity to get a piece of the pie in this industry. Target those individuals, but just do not wait. It's November 1st. Take advantage of it. We got a long month to get you to wherever you desire to go, but it's going to start with you. That's it. That's all.
The 5% on the credit card, you add it after the tax. You add the tax and the cost of the pack, and then you put the 5% on there. Because what we're doing is saving that cost, to answer your question. Also, can you pay with a debit card? Yes, you can. You have to add 5% on that too. And
check though, right?
Then Margaret Dorsey, does the total 3 customer requirement cover the 2019 founder packs? I'm not quite understanding that.
So
we had to have 3 customers every month in 2019.
Right, but anyone in 2020 that becomes a founder, you're kind of taking advantage of all the perks. So you can reset yourself and benefit from everything we announced. So yeah, you're gonna get all the benefits because we've announced it today. So that's gonna apply to you. 3 customers for all 3 of your shares.
And what's amazing, guys, I just want to say that November is going to be a heck of a month. You definitely want your package because you want to be paid a founder's fee for that month because it's going to be huge. And not to have to have customers. Oh my goodness. This is just unheard of. I just want you to know what you have because what you have, no other company. I mean, we were in a company before, I think to have a founder's position, you had to have 5 customers maybe with $75 or more in order for a month. So, hey, you can buy a pre-roll. That could be 3 pre-rolls. I mean, I'm not telling you to do that, but that's what you can do and still get paid.
Well, so basically the check, you would have to call your check in because right now you can't do any of the founders on the site. So this is all either mailed in checks, cashier's checks. If you have a credit card, you can call that in. You can't do it on the site. So if you have a check to pay and you want to do it electronically, I believe we now have the technology that just came in where we can do it electronically with the same benefit. So not that one, Kathy, it's a scanner we got from our bank here in Illinois. So we'll figure that out.
Have any problem with the electronic check?
Say that again.
I said we shouldn't have any problem with the electronic check.
Right, but not that system because we're using the system with that waives the fee.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I can ask my question now?
Oh, somebody has a question. Yes. Hi, what's your name?
Tony Thomas. I'm under Zachary and I'm
Troy.
Zach Troy.
And
I'm
Eric.
sorry, Troy Zachary and his wife Erica. Okay, now before the 27th, I want to get a share. I'm going to mail that check to your office.
Yes.
All right, I came into business yesterday.
Yep. Well, congratulations. Yep, you'll mail that into the office.
And that'll be $7.99, correct?
You're brand new to the business.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever bought a Crown Jewel pack, the $9.98?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so absolutely for you, it's going to be $7.99 plus your local sales tax.
All right, I'm in Delaware, so I don't. They didn't tax me. I just did $9.98. I thought I was going to get taxed, but I didn't.
Oh, they didn't tax you in Delaware?
No, well, they didn't. That package, I thought it was going to be $1,000 plus tax. It was $9.98.
I'm gonna smoke break.
They don't have Delaware, they don't have tax there for that.
So it'd be $7.99.
Look at you. We got to move to Delaware. Man.
Come on, it's not as cold as Chi-Town.
You said that you had to place the order.
September.
You said
Well,
you had to get the check in by the 20th, but that check for that $7.99 needs to be in by the 15th of
I
November.
was told the 27th yesterday by
No, 27th will start the $8.49. You will pay $8.49
Okay,
instead of getting 1,000 points.
15th?
You'll get 800.
before the 15th.
If
Yeah.
you do it between the 15th, the advantage is you get 1,000 points. If you do it on the
So-
27th, it's still $7.99, but you're only getting 800 points. If you
I'm
wait
doing it before the 15th.
Okay, then you're
Doing
getting
it before the 15th.
so perfect, 1,000 points. So just to clarify that, guys, on Black Friday, it's still the same price.
It's not $8.49?
No, that's on Saturday.
Okay.
It's still $7.99.
$7.99. Okay.
Gotcha.
But the disadvantage is you don't get 1,000 points. You're only going to get 800 points if you do not do it during the pre-launch. So do it during the pre-launch and you maximize all the benefits. And what we'll do, because we have so many people out of state, we want you to get it in by the 15th, but if we can see it's postmarked, we know the mail's been delayed, we've had issues, right? So as long as legitimately there's a postmark on it, we'll honor it. But you got to get those checks mailed in as soon as possible.
How much time after that can I get my last and final share, and how much will my third share cost me?
So the last and final share, you're going to have the whole weekend, the 27th, 28th, all the way through the end of November.
And that would cost me how much?
It's still $7.99 if you do it on
Okay.
Black Friday. If you do it on the day after, it's $8.49.
Okay. I'm writing this down.
Hey, Melissa, this is Grover. I got a question.
But clarification, he mentioned, so there's not any confusion there for new people who do not have a Crown Jewel dispensary, you cannot get 3 shares, only 2. So clarification.
Okay.
True
So
that,
I-
Mr.
Can I
Moose.
get that third share? Can I get that third share the following year in 2021?
Minister Mooney is on it right now. Yeah. So for you in Delaware, you can get a maximum of 2. So now he's
Okay.
a school, but he's new. That's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, my next question is, next year, 2021, can I get that last and final share? Can I buy it?
I'm gonna go ahead and approve.
Mr. Mooney, Mr. Mooney.
The CEO said yes.
Name because you're gonna be the only one.
Way to go, Minister Mooney. Melissa, I have a question, a clarification question. This is Grover.
Uh-huh.
Are you hearing me?
We hear
Hello?
you. Yes, we hear you.
Okay. The 3 customers, are they good only until, for all of the packs that we might have, are they good only until January 1st, 2021 or through
Happening, guys.
2021?
So here's 2 things happening, guys. To the end of the year, for those who don't have their customers and they bought it before the 15th or they're post dated by the 15th, if you don't have customers and you're trying to get your customers, we're waiving that to the end of the year. So that's one thing that's happening. The second thing that's happening, some of you already get 3 customers every single month. That's not a problem for you. The challenge is you have more than 1 share. And with that more than 1 share, you're supposed to get another set of customers. So all the way from now through all of 2021, if you only have 3 customers every month and that's it, you don't have 6, you don't have 9, but you have multiple shares, you're going to get paid on those multiple shares for all of 2021.
That's what I needed to hear. Thank you so much. And I know some of the other founders aren't too happy with that, but I certainly appreciate the opportunity to hang out.
Yes, yes, we want you to hang out, okay? We know Minister Mooney has like 28 customers every month, so he don't count.
Right.
Any more questions, guys? Because I know certification is happening on another line. So if you're brand new, please join certification. But anyone else?
Hi, this is Bertha Mines.
Yes, I wanted to make sure they heard that.
Hi, Bertha.
I started in June. Can I get 3 shares or I'm only allowed to get 2?
Let's clarify that rule because Minister Mooney, he's on it. And that's right. So legally, yes. So here's how it works. If you're an existing founder, because some of our people were with us last year, so they're existing founders, we've allowed them to have up to 3 shares, but they're existing, which means they're already on the founders program. If you're new and you're not on the founders program, the max is 2. So you can get your 3rd one like this gentleman in Delaware next year.
Okay, just want to make sure.
No problem.
Hey, Melissa.
Yes, Anthony.
Yes. How y'all doing? These customers, are they existing customers that order or they need to be new customers?
Customers are customers. So if it's the same 3 every month, it doesn't matter. It's the same revenue. So you can be the existing customers or brand new. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And you can be one of them.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Melissa, good morning, good afternoon.
Hey,
No, I'm in another state. Yeah, it's my Mitchell. So I'm all mixed up with the time. But anyway, I was going to ask if a person who has never been in the business, I've heard the answer before, but I still keep getting confused. And they have never been in the business, never signed. How do they sign up with a millennial package or a stimulus package or a crown jewel? They have to do one of those 3, right?
Well,
Before they become a founding member.
so we have a pack for someone who's purchased a stimulus, millennial, or they're brand new. All of that pretty much counts the same. So they would all have to do the $15.99. So there's a pack already set up for somebody brand new where they don't have to go and do any of our packs technically. If they want to start working the business now and getting paid now, then it makes sense to do a millennial pack, but they still would need to do the $15.99 to be a founding member. Now, here's what happens if they decide to be a crown jewel by purchasing the full dispensary. Even if they pay just half down, then now they're eligible to come in at the $7.99. So they're able to come in not at the $15.99, but the $7.99 if they buy a full crown jewel or 50% down on the crown jewel. Any person who's a millennial or a stimulus who upgraded, I know some of you have upgraded since the announcement. All of you now are full crown jewel. So you count for the $7.99, okay? So does that answer your question?
Not thoroughly.
Okay, so some of
I
the
guess-
parts will still need clarification.
Okay, the part that, if a person does, in other words, they do not have to sign into the business in order to become a founding member. That's the question.
Well, no, they have to be at the business. So you have to.
Okay. So here's a person.
Though. They can sign up for free though. And they can, so here's what happened last year. Some people who were never in our business on Black Friday when we leased it, they wanted to be a founding member. So they were able to go buy that $15.99, but they had to sign into the business with their social security number, all those details. So you can look at it as a sign up pack. But when you become a founding member, if you're not a customer, because we're going to be paying you, right? So that's why they have to be in our business, whether they sign up for the first time when they buy the pack, or whether they take a free test drive, maybe they buy a stimulus. There's many ways they can do it, but at the end of the day, they're still all doing $15.99. Make sense?
Gotcha. That makes sense. Got it. Okay, great. Thanks.
Hey, Melissa.
This is
Quick question. So if I'm still on my 6 months from me signing up back in June, does the clock reset for the additional 6 months, or is it like just 6 months from when I start with the Founders Pack?
So basically the way it works, it's going to start November, December, January, February, March, April. If anyone just bought one recently and you bring it to our attention, we can give you a courtesy 2 more months or something to that effect. Because I know there's a lot of you that are new. That's a great question. I can tell you study the comp plan. So anyone like that who wants to really maximize those 6 months because you're still within your 6 months of Sapphire, get with us and we'll make sure we give you an extra extension. So if that helps anybody.
Also, how do I find out the total amount to write the check for?
You're in Chicago, so I would do, most of Chicago is like 10.25%. Some of you I know might be just
like $7.99 is $881.90. If you're in Chicago, not the suburbs, Chicago.
$881.90?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question. This is Cheryl. A little confused on when you waive the customers.
Say that again. When we do what to the customers?
Waive the customers. You waive only.
So basically, what we're doing, just to get everybody a chance to taste the Founders Club without the pressure of feeling you need to get customers. If you already have customers, great. But in the event you're just not good at getting customers yet, or you're new and you're not sure if you can get customers right now. So for the month of November and December, even if you don't have customers, as long as you personally, you're going to get those founding member shares paid out to you in the revenue pool. Okay. Now, the other thing that we announced, which might be why you're unsure. So for 2021, the difference is everybody has to have those 3 customers in 2021. So everybody, no exceptions, right? But the difference in 2021, if you have multiple packs, that means you have 2 or 3 packs, you're eligible for 3 shares. Instead of getting 3 additional customers for every pack, we're going to let everybody for all of 2021 with those same 3 customers qualify all their packs. So there's no need to get 6 or 9 customers. We want you to get 6 or 9. We want you to get 100 customers, but we're not going to penalize you if you don't, if you have multiple shares in 2021. Does that clarify, Cheryl?
Yes, thank you.
Excuse me. I want to know about the e-wallet. Can you utilize the funds in your e-wallet to purchase the Founders Pack? And if so, if you don't have enough in there, can you use what's in there to do a partial payment?
Yes, you can. So basically, you would need to still get with customer service. Once you figure out your total, what they would do is take that out of your wallet. Then you would send in a check or a cashier's check for the difference, and that would still count. So yes, you can use your e-wallet through customer service, even with a partial payment. But the remainder of that payment cannot be paid with credit card unless you want to do the 5%. Do it with cashier's check or check, and now your payment's complete.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Who is she saying? This is Dr. Getty. Hey, I had a quick question. So when I came in as Crown Jewel and also purchased 1 share. So if I were to purchase the $7.99 Founders Pack, then I would get 2 additional shares.
So basically you can get up to 2 more shares, but
But that's based on whether or not you have 3 customers each month, or that's where I'm confused with the requirement with the custom purchases.
Okay,
So
yeah, so let's talk about that. So if you are a founder from last year, you already have 1 founding member position. That means you have 1 share, okay?
Right.
Now let's say you want to have 2 shares. You can have 2 shares by simply buying another pack at $7.99.95. Let's say you want to go up to 3 shares because you're eligible since you were a founding member from last year. That means you do another $7.99.95 pack. So now you've done your first $7.99 last year. This year you did 2 $7.99.95s. So now you have 3 shares you're eligible for. So how do you qualify those is what the confusion is. You're wondering, do I need 3 customers, 6 customers? Well, you have 3 shares because you decided to purchase 2 more shares. From now to the end of the month or to the end of the year, because you bought the additional shares, you don't have to have any customers technically until December 31st, because we're going to waive everybody's customer requirement who decides to purchase those additional shares between now and November 15th. Starting next year, you still have 3 shares, right? So how do you qualify those shares in 2021? Well, instead of having to get 3 customers for every share, which would normally be what you would have to do, which means you would normally need 9 customers every month to get paid out on all 3 shares. Starting in 2021, you technically don't need but just those first 3 sets of customers who will qualify all 3 shares for you because you did it during the pre-launch. So during the pre-launch, we're just making it easy for you guys. If you do it after the pre-launch, all those complications exist, okay? We've taken out all those complications, right?
I would have to have 3 customers in January or at some point, like it's not an ongoing requirement?
Yeah, in January, you need 3.
Okay.
You still need 3, but what we're saying is you don't need 6, you don't need 9. So normally when you have
every month after that, you have to qualify every month with 3 customers.
Right.
Until when? Like how many months?
Every month.
That never goes away. Yeah, that never goes away.
And if you
I see. So for you to qualify for your shares, you have to continue to have at least 3 customers a month indefinitely.
And if you miss a month, they still will pay you for, if the quarter is going to be January, February, and March. If you miss February, then you still get paid for January and March.
But as far as the shares though, like, do you own the shares if you don't get someone for a month or 3 customers?
You still own the shares, you just don't get paid out that month. So you don't lose.
I see. Okay.
And the reason why, guys, that's a legal requirement, because if we just gave you the shares and now we just paid you and you did nothing, well, technically that means you're just paying money to play. It's like a pay to play, and that's illegal. And so what companies do is they give you benchmarks to meet. And most companies, their requirements are 5 customers a month and $75 an order. So make it really hard, which means nobody usually achieves it, and you're just stuck without getting your shares. So what we did is looked at what is the minimum we can have everybody do to keep it legally satisfied, but give everybody a chance to win. So those 3 customers are a requirement every single month. But like Phyllis said, it could be 3 pre-rolls they buy or 1 pre-roll. It's not like we're making them spend.
I see. Okay. I got you. Okay. Thank you.
And you can be one of those customers.
Okay. Got it. Thank
That's
you.
a great question, guys, because a lot of times you guys have that same concern, but you don't get it out there. But I think that was really good, because to know that it's 3 a month, guys, it's not 3 one time, but that's a very important distinction.
Melissa, this is Terry. Did you say something about that you can get 3,000 points between November 1st and November 15th?
Well, so here's what I was saying is somebody who's brand new in the business, because they just literally are getting started with us, are there a stimulus or a millennial pack? When they do their $15.99, they're getting 2,000 points if they did it between November 1st and November 15th, right? So they got 2,000 points, but they can do a second share for $7.99.95. And if they did it before the 15th, that's technically 1,000 points. So between November 1st and November 15th, technically there will be some people who get 3,000 points towards the comp plan just because they took advantage during that first 15 days. So that's the only way to do it. To get that max out, you have to do it before the 15th.
Let me ask a question, because I think you said something. So the people that get waived through 2021 are only the people that buy the first 2 weeks of November 1st through the 15th. So if you buy that pack on Black Friday and after, you don't get to go through 2021 without customer, your total of customers. You're more than, so if you got 3 packs and you buy it after Black Friday, then you need 9 customers. Is that right?
Exactly. Right.
So that's another reason to do it within the 1st through the 15th.
Well, that should be, you know what, that was real good because I would have missed that. That's good to say it again, please, if you don't mind.
If you buy that pack, if you're pre-buying, ordering the pack from the November 1st through the 15th, that's the only time you're waived having more than 3 customers through 2021. So if you had 3 packs and you bought them, you completed that Black Friday or after, then you're going to have 9 customers a month to get paid on those packs. And
I
if
love
you
it.
don't understand, ask the question.
I love it.
Now,
But just to be clear, that's about getting the payout, not actually owning your shares, though.
Right.
Okay.
The payout.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you can, like you said, somebody that doesn't even want to build the business, they can come in and it can sit there for some years until we hit the number that they say, hey, I better start building this, at least get my customers. So yeah.
I have a
Well,
question. Just
Well,
a really
Can you put this, I'm sorry, can you put this in writing and files or something so people can pull it down and read it?
Yeah, and your founders, when you purchase it this time, there's actually a document you're going to get so you understand the rules, but you can also share it before somebody buys it so they understand the rules. So everybody is on the same page and we're not giving out the wrong information. So yes.
Are you guys
Okay.
answering questions within the chat box?
Oh, let's see here. We've been talking to people face to face, but let's see here. Oh, that's a great question. So Tricia wants to see an example. And this is really great, guys. So let's talk about vision, okay? Because when we first announced this last year, it was something exciting, but we hadn't yet paid anything out. So it was pretty much something that was put together, but it was no evidence of its success, right? And so we've had now a whole year of payouts. And what's exciting is that when we think about the founders pool, do you know that close to 50% of the people that bought the pack last year are actually qualifying? Why? Because we didn't make these outrageous requirements, okay? And so we have some people that are on the computer screen right now. In fact, I'm looking at one of them. And when I look at the payout, some of them are getting hundreds of dollars per quarter, $200-300 per quarter. Why? Because they didn't just buy the founders pack, but they're actually also ranking up in our business and building the business. But let's just say you come in, you do the bare minimum. Okay, right now, our founders packs, the shares have ranged between $8 and $12. Well, what does that mean? If you have 1 share per month, and let's say you did that all year long, so now you take your 12 months times, let's say an average of 8, and now you see $96. So for some who've averaged $12, let's say that's $144. And so when you look at it from where we're at right now, it's based on the revenue we're at right now, okay? But again, next year, as we go from millions of dollars to over that $10 million mark, what happens is the shares get bigger and bigger. So a part of it's about vision. You're buying in at the beginning when we're here, our first year and a half. But a lot of it's also about getting to work, because when you get to work, instead of getting that share paid out once, you're like some of our representatives who had multiple packs and they're earning multiple shares and they're seeing $300-400 a quarter being paid to them, which means over the course of 2 payouts, boom, they got their money back. So it's really up to you to decide how big you want to build it. Do you want to just collect the little bit of money that's going to happen all throughout the year based on the fact that, again, this is the early stages, or you're doing it for the long haul? Maybe you're here because, hey, I don't know what's going to happen to this company in 5 years, in 10 years, when we become a top 100 company in the world, right? As I think Phyllis said it earlier, imagine when we're at that level. So right now, don't expect that your founders checks would be thousands of dollars. If that was the case, we would make the founders check cost probably $5,000 for the pack, okay? Right now, they're only $7.99, which is a very reasonable amount. For the new people, it's $15.99. And think about the fact that you're getting product back. So we're really looking at this for those who really understand, like Phyllis said, you put the money in the bank, you're not even getting 1% on anything. You're getting 0.5%, if that. So now we have a chance to take the money we put into the Founders Pack, use the product, sample the product, sell the product. We get the cash back on the rebate, plus we get loyalty points back. So if you really do the math on it, we set it up.
This is
that you don't-
unbelievable.
It's a win-win, right? All the way around.
It's a no-brainer. That's what it is. It's like unbelievable.
Can I do a quick follow-up with that?
Yes, who else is that?
That was Trisha again. I can wait if someone else is asking
Oh,
a question.
go ahead, please. We love your question.
So quick follow-up. It sounds like, and please correct me if I'm wrong, the 1% is based upon your sales, individual sales?
No, it's based on
no?
revenue from the company. But
Okay.
you have to realize there's going to be lots of shares in that pool. So basically, let's say we look at 1%, and all of a sudden the sales were $1 million. So 1% is what, $10,000. So we're going to take that $10,000 that's company-wide, which means there's some people that are participating in the revenue that aren't participating in the shares. So no, it's not individual, because you're going to have a lot of people that didn't become founders. So they're going to be having sales every month, but those sales are going to still benefit you as the founder. But what happens is it really depends on how many outstanding shares. So at the end of the month, let's say there were 400 shares, we take those 400 shares and we divide it into that amount. And then that becomes the amount per share. So at the end of the month, we decide, okay, this share is worth $12. The next month, it could be worth $11. The next month, it could be worth $18. As we grow bigger and now we start limiting the amount of founders, what happens is the checks grow bigger. Right now, because we're allowing people in it, it's keeping the checks pretty stable, right? But when we close it out, the money grows, but the shares reduce. Then what happens is your shares increase. And that's the math behind it that really becomes ingenious when you think about the long-term benefits of this. So
Thank you. That was very informative. Very informative. I appreciate it.
no problem.
Can I ask?
I have just two really quick questions. So the first question, this is Nitoya, I'm sorry. The quick question is, when we have someone to come in on a $15.99, this is considered their package to come in. Is the party pack included or no?
No, the party plan isn't in there. It's just strictly products that are designed for this specific special. So
Okay.
nothing, yeah. So if they still want to do the party pack, I would just encourage them to take the money we give them back. So tell them we're giving them $200 back as cash. So they're going to get a commission of $200 back. Plus they're going to get $200 in free product. So they should take that $200 in free product and they buy that party pack with that $200 in free product. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And then the last question, and I don't think we talked about it on this one, but in some of the other ones that we had, there was illustration that showed the shares, and it started at Pearl's 3 shares, and then it kind of skipped down to Sapphire, and what was the other one? There's one in between, and I'm trying to remember.
Pearl and Jay get 3 shares.
Okay.
Pearl and Jay get 3 shares.
Right, they share the same amount. Let me pull it up here. But this is probably the screen you're talking about. But we basically, guys, we skipped over Jade, not because we wanted to, but the way our system works, it's hard to pull out the Jades, and we always want to make sure people are paid accurately. So for now, as long as they're over 2,000 points and they're lower than 9,999, they all get the 3. So the next jump goes to Sapphire at 6 shares. Once the programming kind of smooths itself out, the Jades at some point, we'll probably announce it next year, we'll probably give them 4 shares. But that's why we didn't do the Jades. It's more of a programming issue. So, but they're going to share with the Pearls. They're going to get the same 3 shares. Hope that makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else? You guys had some really good questions. I think we've done solved a lot. I think we've clarified a lot. Anybody else?
I had a question about, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, ladies first.
No, that's fine. I've asked several questions. Go ahead.
I just wanted to know if, the recording is available, so those personnel that maybe not been able to make this call, I can, like send that out to them so they can hear everything.
Yes, and so we did put this on a link, a shareable link, so that now we can email it out. So we'll email it out to those of you who attended the call. We have a list, so you'll get that. Yep, but we won't share it publicly, so it won't be on Facebook or anything like that. It's just among those of you who are leaders.
And y'all covered everything.
I see a question that says, is there a certificate of ownership given when purchasing a share? So you're not getting a share of the company. You are getting, you are being able to participate in the revenue, gross revenue of the company.
Right. And
So
so
there's, you don't, it's not ownership of the company.
right. So you'll get a certificate, but it's going to be, it says founding member on it. So, and it clarifies, so you know the legal jargon there. But yeah, you're not an investor in the sense that if you were an investor, we wouldn't give you any product. We would just collect your money and then you would wait for profits. And that's what happens with investments. With this, because you're buying a pack, we're just rewarding you to now say, hey, we're going to include you in this founding members program and you're going to share it in 1% as long as you meet the requirements. So what we do legally to kind of bind ourselves to you is now we've produced these great certificates, and the certificates basically just say, hey, you are a founding member, here's your requirements.
Does that apply for the original when we first purchased shares as well? Even it does. Okay.
And we did it in the back offices, so everybody who purchased one, you have in your back recording that you're founding member. We want to make it more official, more formal. We recognize we're building big, so everybody will have a certificate so that you can have something to, you know, show that, hey, I am a founding member of this company.
No, I'm sorry. I meant for the ownership piece when we initially purchased a share.
Oh, that's
like
the
I
other
purchased
thing.
mine.
That is ownership.
Okay.
Oh yeah, some of you are owners because you invested in the company. So if you did the $2,500 units, those were the ownership. And that's closed out, guys. So that's not open right now to anyone else. But we do have around 34 people right now that are officially declared as owners of Wakana. So congratulations to you guys. And we'll open it up again at some point.
I have
a question. Someone asked me, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I have one more question, and that is I don't know. I don't quite understand. If you buy the $15.99 pack, that's the same as buying a Crown Royal?
No, it's totally different, but it gives you benefits similar to the Crown Jewel. So basically it just says, hey, you know, there's some people that may come on board, they're brand new, they don't want to go buy a crown and become a founder, they want to just do it all in one lump sum. So when they do the $15.99, it's giving them the founding members benefits, but it's also including some of the Crown Jewel benefits they're going to need in order to operate their business. They need Wakana University. They need a broker key, right? So that's included just so they don't have to go out and buy multiple packs just to activate their business.
Okay.
They going for it.
I
on
have a question,
4,000?
Melissa.
Yes.
The question I have, someone asked me, at any point, will it be able to buy stock in the company?
Well, I mean, it could be at some point for sure, you know, if we go public, but I don't know that to be true for any number of years because we really want to.
Okay.
But we did have a private offering at one point when we first launched. And the private offering, one second, my battery didn't come out. The private offering did give ownership as an investor. We closed that off, so it's not eligible now. But when it does become something, we're actually able to open it back up. We will let you guys know first. So anyone who is like that gentleman who wants to perhaps look at more of a passive way to be involved, then that will be something we could share at that point. But it probably won't be until another 6 months or so before we even have that conversation.
Okay, thank you.
So just to be clear and follow up with her, so at some point we will have the option or be the first notified if we can buy stocks into the company.
Yeah, we call ours units. Basically, we divided our company up in units. So it's similar to stock. It's just different because we're privately held. So it's not like it's going to be available to the public. But yes, at that point, when it is something we are offering, it's always in-house. We prefer to work within our team and not to go to outside investors. We love the fact that our company is completely controlled and owned by us. We don't have any outside investors we have to answer to. Literally, we're a debt-free company. We don't owe anybody. So it's exciting when you can have a business that's for you, by you, and everybody looks like us and everybody's a part of the family who's owning the ship. So yes.
Let me say this. Oh my God.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Look, y'all, well, let me say it this way. Our CEO and our founders are communicating something that I have not seen in my lifetime. And what I'm really, really praying, there have been some people that we've been sharing with, that I've been sharing with out of passion, really, really praying that we get this. Like, just get what's being laid on the table. And not for a whole lot of money. You have people, and I gotta say this because I'm passionate about it. You have people in Illinois that are still over 1,600 people waiting to get into this space. And that their money have been taken and they have not gotten anything. And right here, we have the opportunity for
Way
a
more
little
money.
money. For a little, and you have unselfish, unbiased women of God, Black women, and I gotta say it like it is, that's saying, come and get this now. You can't, it's only one way to communicate that, y'all. So with that, I mean, communicate what we are offering and what the founders are offering. Everything, I hope you all have been writing your notes, because if you give them that and tell them to do a comparison of everything that they've seen in their life, it just makes sense. Like Phyllis says, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. We don't have to really sell what we are offering. We don't have to sell, we don't, a lot of times in this month, and I'm saying this coming from Minister Mooney, not coming from the founders, coming from Minister Mooney, you rarely would have to talk about the product this month. This coming from me. For the opportunity that's there, right? I'm just saying, as Eric Strickland would say, you want to be the toll booth to get in the way of what's going to happen right now and what's going to happen. So, man, just be a toll booth. Get in the way of this industry. This is who we are. We are that force, clearly. So with that being said, I'm like, oh my God.
My microphone. I'm about to drop my mic somewhere. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's just
I'm literally here, standing here preparing meat. And Melissa shares the opportunity that's like, what? Communicate what we have and you will win. Just communicate. Don't be scared. I don't care who they look like, who they are, what status. It's what we have. And I'm saying we because our founders are saying you, we. And as an African-American male, for the men that are here, this is a no-brainer. Woo, man.
Wow, Grover fell out. Wow.
Way to go, Minister Mooney. That's true.
It is.
So exciting.
Let the church say amen. That's right.
Toll booth. He said toll booth.
That was awesome. Well, guys, with that said, any other questions? We will have this available. We will send the recording out to those of you who have joined us. So thank you for joining. And in addition to that, someone asked if we're going to have this again. We'll probably have something similar, but more of we'll look at a call that really could be great for your prospects, like really a way to do it and position it for prospects. This is a great call for people that have already heard the plan, but if they hadn't heard the plan, this is not the call that you want them on, right? And so let's think of something between Dan and Phyllis. We'll come up with something so that we can help them knock it out the park.
That's not a problem. That's what we're going to have to do to hit those numbers that we wanted to so aggressively talk about. So that's going to be something happening every day for us to do this. And let's do it. Get your worksheets out, because you got to be strategic in keeping up and what you got to follow up with. And just know you're not going to be sleeping this month. Okay. You ain't going to be sleeping. Right, Mooney? Not going to be sleeping.
I'm doing a screenshot of everybody too, so I can make sure all you guys are included in the recording. So I'm going through each page. It looks like we still have 67 people on the line.
Wow.
We're gonna make
Hey,
sure.
this has been a great call, Melissa, and all the founders. This has been absolutely wonderful.
Thank
Look
you.
at all these new faces. I love it.
Yes. And for the new people, I will say this.
Darren and Cynthia, congratulations.
For the new people, there is help. Do not feel overwhelmed. There is help available for you. Just get on board.
The new people are kicking butt. I'm telling you, they out there doing the doggone thing. Oh my goodness.
Right on.
Awesome. Wow, it's so great hanging out with everybody. Look at this, Phyllis. We still have 67 people on.
Yeah.
We reached almost 100 earlier, about 90.
Yeah.
Guys, so good job, team, packing it out.
Make sure you get your prospects on the line tomorrow night for the corporate call, exposure. But in the meantime, send those videos out, do the follow-up, commit them to tomorrow night. If tomorrow night doesn't work, let them know Tuesday is available. Keep your notes so that you can follow up with people. Hey, the call is about to get on. Are you on the line? Because that's how you're going to close it out.
Righteous.
Okay.
Righteous. Okay.
Congratulations to everybody that went up. Good job, guys. You guys are doing it big. We're so proud of each and every one of you. So keep up the great.
You guys.
All right, don't forget to vote, you guys. Don't forget to vote.
Right.
Yes.
Vote.
Yes.
Don't choke. Vote.
See you guys. Thank you all. We're gonna get that email out. We're trying to get it out tonight, guys. We're gonna work on that now, okay?